Hello dear friends, Fisher here. Today we continue with our beautiful stories, The Power of the Spirit, by ALFRED HOSP, also known as Freddie in the book. So today Freddie's nurse, Liesel, and the person we haven't mentioned before, and she has been looking after Freddie and also Freddie's girlfriend Lilo for years. And today it came to an incident with Liesel, and who is moving a very heavy object and has hurt herself by overburden her body. And then she had supposedly an anal prolapse, and also she was in lots of pain because she was trying and pushing so hard and lift up a very heavy metal double bed frame by herself. And then after that she suffered an anal prolapse, and it was very painful, and she couldn't pass the stool properly, and then she was in pain for days. And then she prayed to God that she'll receive a healing, and then she did receive a healing. And after she experienced a burning and stabbing pain, that's normally the we call the Regelungen, which is realignment. So normally when we're suffering a illness or a problem, on the way to healing by the teaching of Bruno with the divine power of God, and then the healing can be very sudden, can be gradual too. So what's happened is during this healing process, we'll have go through the bulges. So which every time when there's a bulge, which is there's a Regelungen, Bruno call a realignment of your health, and then the person general experience lots of discomfort, pains, or maybe itchiness or whatever. So just need to be faithful and have trust in Bruno and God, and this will be your problem will be healed. And this is a process of cleaning a churn, the butter churn. So it has to have some pain, and Bruno said, unfortunately I cannot spare you from the pain. And then I myself am going through a lot of this realignment pain, and then at the moment I'm going through a healing process, the realignment of my foot. It's all getting better, and then but the process itself is extremely painful. I have to pray to God for His grace and just strengthen me to bear all this. Now back to Liesel's story. And then Liesel, after she had a healing, and then she saw Bruno one day, and Bruno said to her in a very serious voice, and Bruno said, never do anything like that again. These one-time things return to order again through the grace of God, as no doctor would have been able to help you in this case. Doing anything like this another time will lead you suffering a lasting afflictions and to no longer being able to work. And you can go on lifting Lilo and Freddie as you have received the powers for this from God. But with all other exertions, you must always take care that you do not overburden your body. So regard this experience as a lesson and do not forget it, but also do not have any anxiety for the future. If you do what is right, you will always have divine protection. It's a very short paragraph, so basically Bruno is pointing out a very important message. So when we do what God will, so in the case of helping others, and then we'll receive God's power, His grace, and also His protection. But when we do things just out of our own will or our own ego, often that's the case, and then we do not have God's protection, and then we sometimes are overconfident, we think we can do it, and then we overburden our body, and then the body breaks down and fell sick. And it's very simple, and to me, how to determine and then what is right and what is wrong, and what is God wants you to do, or what is yourself wants you want to do yourself. So in generally speaking, so when we're helping others and we receive the protection, and also we receive the divine power from God, so we have the goodwill, so not only limited to ourselves, we have the goodwill to help others, to help others achieve a good health, good healing, help others doing the daily living a good daily life and doing their personal care, this and that. So in that perspective, in general, and then we're likely to receive God's divine power. Of course, you have to verify and validate for yourself. Everybody is in a different situation. So if you can't decide whether what you're doing is God will, is from God or from yourself, and just sit there quietly and then repetitively and feel. What do you feel? And Bruno always asks, what do you feel about it? If you feel things very, very wrong, from the bottom of your heart, it's very unlikely, and that is what God wants you to do. If you feel things very right, whether you do things for yourself and then you do things for others, you felt it's so natural, and then there's no resistance at all. You feel so comfortable with what you're doing, and then that often can be what God wants you to do. And of course, like, this thing does not apply if you just looking for some pleasures for yourself, and then like you say, okay, I have a cigarette and I feel good about myself, and then I'm afraid that is not what God wants you to do. So go with your innermost feeling, your heartfelt wish, your heartfelt feeling, what God wants you to do. Always ask, and like in the old saying, ask and the answer will be given to you. Ask God for His direction and for His guidance and for His protection. And ask and ask and ask. And when we ask enough, a thing will receive. And then we have to willingly walk on the path of God and do things according to His will. And like what is written in Bible, always ask God's kingdom first, not what we want first. And that's often the trap. We always ask what we want first. God, please bless me and whoever with this and that, this and that, this and that. And then we forgot often to ask, your kingdom, thy kingdom come. So that is very, very important. When God's kingdom is here, and then everything will be good. So God knows what we need, and then always will give it to us, and we have to make sure we are ready to receive. Okay, dear friends, I wish you have a good day, and God bless.